He was still sitting nearby, his hands resting gently on his knees. The fire behind me crackled softly, and the drink in my hand stayed warm, its smoky flavor lingering. I stood slowly, not saying a word, and walked to the door. Before he could ask, she stepped inside. She didn't knock. I'd already told her it was fine. Her coat hung loosely in one hand. She greeted me with that same familiar smile, and I offered a small nod in return. She said she might stop by. If you've been here before, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. It means more than you think. And if this is your first time, welcome. You picked a good one. Let's begin. His hand had been resting on my ankle, steady and warm. The room was soft, with shifting shadows and mellow jazz. My head leaned against the arm of the couch, half-closed eyes watching the flickering fire. We'd spent the past hour in shared memories and easy laughter until her name surfaced, the way she held herself, the way her voice carried grace. She had lived at the edge of our conversations for years, always present, never there, until now. You're smiling, he said, his voice gentle. Thinking about her again? Maybe, I replied, taking another sip. His gaze lingered. You've been thinking about this. I didn't answer. Instead, I stood and set my drink on the table. He watched, curious, but calm. I walked to the door. One breath, one moment, and then I opened it. There she was, still and sure under the porch light. Her hair spilled over one shoulder, her eyes steady. She stepped inside with ease, as if she'd always belonged here. Told you she'd still be up, she said softly, her voice brushing the air like a familiar tune. He sat still, his glass loose in hand, watching her quietly. No words, just surprise, unfolding slowly. She's here, I whispered, just like I said she might be. She crossed the room and took the open side of the couch. Her eyes met his. Calm, observant, present. I poured her a drink, and when I handed it to her, our fingers brushed. Warm, familiar, a memory in passing. I returned to my seat beside him, letting my hand rest close to his. He was still watching her. It's okay, I whispered. Just be here with us. His posture eased. She reached out then, adjusting the fabric near his shoulder, with a gesture more intimate than bold. He exhaled softly, her presence slowly settling in. Her gaze met mine again, open, steady, as if asking me to stay with the moment. I did. Her dress caught the firelight as she leaned in toward him and said something too quiet to hear. He listened, unmoving, wrapped in the silence. My breath caught, not in shock, but in the weight of it. Then she pulled back and looked at me. This is how I always pictured it, I said. And then I kissed her. No hesitation, no pause. Her lips met mine with a warmth that echoed everything we hadn't said aloud. When I turned back to him, I kissed him too. His breath trembled. The last of his hesitation disappeared. He held me close. I placed his hand gently on her side. She inhaled sharply, her body responding to the shift. Her eyes sought mine, full of emotion and trust. He looked at her, then me, uncertain no longer. Let's see how far we've come, I said softly, guiding him with quiet confidence. She leaned into the cushions, breath steady. He touched the edge of her dress near her knee, slow and deliberate. I stayed behind him, close and reassuring. She reached for him, smoothing his shirt. He inhaled, his attention fixed on her. Their closeness grew, still, focused. Her hand touched his back. He let out a quiet breath. I remained close, tracing his side gently, grounding him. She leaned in again. He followed. Her breath deepened. The stillness was palpable. They were close, composed, held together by something unspoken. I whispered in his ear, "Stay close." She reached for me this time, and I stepped into the space they'd made, close, trusting, connected. Our foreheads touched. The moment shifted again, softer, heavier. We sat together. The fire cracked quietly. I held them both. My lips brushed his temple, and I whispered the only words left to say. "Now you understand why I opened the door."